2021. It is said creativity leads to survival skills. Avenir 2021 aims to make the student fraternity
Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, let me read out the flow of the program for this morning. We will begin with the welcome address, followed by a brief introduction and a video on the university. Then, we shall invite the esteemed representative of Muscat University to present a brief overview of the institution. After the representative's presentation, we shall request the resource person to answer a few questions raised by the attendees in the Q&A segment. Then, we shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks.
The only person you're destined to become is the person you decide to be.
Wow, that truly uplifts our spirit and has the power to motivate us. The age-old question, what do you want to be when you grow up, appears deceptively innocent. But for many who've been on the receiving end of this inquiry, it instills a sense of anxiety and confusion, especially if you haven't quite figured it out and don't know where to begin. But don't worry. Avenir 2021 is organized with a vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real.
Clarity, commitment, inspiration combined with a real plan will actually move you along the path to making your dreams come true. It takes effort, energy, and devotion to achieve your goals. So you need to be sure of what you really want before investing your time and resources into achieving it. And as the Sultanate gears up and plans for Oman Vision 2040, may we all join hands in ensuring its glorious success. We see programs like Avenir 2021 playing a crucial role in the fulfillment of this vision by guiding and shaping the future of the youth.
The famous American entrepreneur Charles Schwab once said, "A man can succeed at almost anything for which he has unlimited enthusiasm." Good morning, everyone. We wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, and other esteemed members of the Board of Directors. Officials from the Indian Embassy, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, Presidents and members of the School Management Committees of all Indian schools in Oman and from other schools and boards across the globe, principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 9 of Avenir 2021, which is set to be a 9-day global career guidance program. This year, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir is the proud torchbearer of this mega event under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome all once again.
Your hosts for this morning are Zeba of Class 9 and Zoya of Class 8 from Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear audience, it is our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of making our dreams reality by making right choices on the intersection point of rising opportunity and our life preparations. You are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of the session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. For those who have joined through YouTube Live, are requested to check the description box for the link of the feedback form.
Where you study can be almost as important as what you study. If you choose the right university, your time as a student is likely to be enjoyable and fulfilling. Oman is an ethnically diverse country and home to a large expat population. Students in Oman enjoy an extremely high quality of life, and earning an international degree in Oman is not only about expanding your career and personal horizons, but also about having an experience of a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, Muscat University Oman is a modern international university centrally located in the heart of Muscat. Established in 2016 with a vision to transform individuals through quality education, that is, research informed and industry engaged. It is the only university in Oman with a full placement year as a part of the undergraduate curriculum. This gives our students a distinct employability advantage by preparing our students for the world of work. Muscat University has an international reputation for outstanding teaching, research, and graduate employability prospects, which means you'll learn with experts at the forefront of their fields.
Muscat University offers a wide array of opportunities, but sometimes it can be hard to know which way to look first. Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative, Mr. Hussam Abdullah from Muscat University, who would discuss about programs and courses they offer. Responsible for the student recruitment at Muscat University, Mr. Hussam has 20 years extensive experience working in higher education, marketing, student recruitment, internationalization, and student welfare. Before joining Muscat University in 2019, Mr. Hussam held senior positions at UK universities. At Muscat University, you can choose from a wide range of real-world courses and turn your passion into a rewarding career. Before that, let's watch a video presentation about the university.
Welcome to Muscat University. Located in the heart of Muscat, Muscat University is a modern international university established in 2016 with a vision of transforming individuals through quality education that is research informed and industry engaged. Our academic programs are aligned with the labor market requirements and Oman Vision 2040. Executive courses. English Learning Center. A full placement year. A dedicated student journey division. Multinational academic staff. Learning support services. Career services. Student advice and counseling. Disability support. Student activities. Student clubs. Accommodation advice. Financial aid. International student services.
That was indeed an amazing video. Dear audience, you're requested to post your queries in the chat box. Our distinguished speaker for this session will be answering them in the Q&A session. Now, I call upon our guest speaker for this session, Mr. Hossam Abdullah from Muscat University, Oman. Over to you, sir, for your presentation.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Zoya and Ziva, for the amazing introduction. I think you've said so much, which is inspiring, and to those students who are in grade 12 now and grade 11 and beyond that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity today to talk to you about Muscat University, but more important, I want to talk about the 21st century skills. Okay, that's important to everybody. So I'll start with that. And then we talk a bit about Muscat University, and then I'll open the floor to questions and answers. I have to say, I do miss the physical interaction so much. Every time I present since start of Corona, we're using this Zoom platform or other platforms. I do miss the face-to-face, the interaction with the students, allowing them to be able to read and talk to them face to face to see what they need exactly, and without being embarrassed or sitting behind the computer. But today, please feel free to ask any questions. Okay, those opportunities you get today to talk to professionals from different industries or universities are very important and critical. I know you do have the school counselors who are doing an excellent job. I've met many of them. Okay, but when you talk to the universities, you may have other questions or something in detail. So please, please, please do not hesitate to ask me any questions. Okay, so I'll just start with the presentation. Yes. Can you all see the first slide?
No, sir.
Okay, one second.
No, sir, we can't see now.
Okay, excellent. I could hear some people. That's excellent. Now?
No, sir.
As of now, nothing we can see, sir, on the screen.
Okay, okay, not a problem.
Yes, sir, now we can see.
Yes, now it's visible.
Okay. So I guess so. This is skill number one you need today for your life, for jobs, is IT. Okay. Which I still learn every time, every day on a daily basis. So yes, the generic topic that I'll talk to you about today is what 21st century skills that you need to succeed in today's life. Okay. So we have say here, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn and relearn. Okay. Today we used to talk, to students, and me being a student one day, generation A, B, C, and then generation, like now we generation Z and Y, and so every different generation they have new techniques, the technology used, the main fundamental of the industries are there, for example, you say accounting, or I don't know, aviation or engineering or medicine, but then you see the development of the support of the, for example, like talking about IT, talking about technology. If you don't keep yourself updated, okay, then you're out of job, because companies, they look for those who are up to date, who can, get the job and run with it. Okay. So what are the employability skills for graduates? Okay. Is it just having a degree? Okay. Is that enough today to get you into the job? I have an excellent degree in accounting, or as I mentioned, logistics or medicine. Is that enough today? That's a valid question. It's actually the skills that are essentials and transferable to a variety of situations, and are necessary for individuals to function in the 21st century workplace. Okay. Yes, the fundamentals you need, but then all the supporting skills, and that's what you need exactly today in today's workplace. So what are the essential 21st century skills? Okay, there is a long list and it goes on and on, but there are fundamentals here. Okay, for example, we have learning skills. Okay, and then we have literacy skills, and then we divide them into 3 groups. And the third is the life skills. Okay, so learning skills such as critical thinking, creative thinking, communication, collaboration. Okay, I'm sure the school, if you look at the school curriculum today, is different from what it was about 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay, so what people need to learn, these are what, you start from school level. Okay, and I'm sure you are now with your teachers, you've been learning, you have excellent schools and curriculum, and this is sort of like, something on the side that you need, part of your curricula. You need to start, sort of like your critical thinking, creative thinking. School now is not just about memorizing 1 + 1 = 2, but you need to be creative in the work you do. Okay, communication skills, again, you could graduate with professionalism, but then what you need extra is how you communicate with the team. And that's why, I'm sure you realize from school level now, you have like group work. Okay, you have little communities, you have little projects where you have to work with group. It's not just about, hey, you cannot handle the project yourself, but that will teach you those skills. Okay, how to communicate with others, how to do, presentations, how to think, like critical thinking, collaborating with others. And then we have the literacy skills. Okay, so there is technology literacy, there is information literacy, and there is media literacy. Again, sort of like years ago when I was a student, okay, at my time, actually, we didn't have a computer at school. Okay, so yes, we just relied on a pen and paper, write your notes, do whatever. And then, the introduction of the computers, it was, to some people, it was like, oh, it's an obstacle, I don't know how to use this thing. And, it's the same, kind of, that's the technology. We had to learn computers, and then we had to learn certain softwares, and, kind of the education continued. I did my professional degree, but then this part of the development is continued until today and tomorrow and until after retirement, because again, the older generation, let's say, granddads or whatever, at their time, there was no, access to even like normal phone, which, I'm sure if you see pictures of it today, is the old phone, like, with the ring, the numbers you dial. Going from there into then the cellular or the mobile phone. Today, using the smartphone, everybody's using. My grandma's using smartphone, applications. She had to learn it. This is life. You have to develop yourself. Otherwise, I'm a bit far away. Otherwise, she will not be able to call me on a video call. So yes, there are skills that you need definitely for your life. And then obviously the life skills. You have to be, to take your initiatives, and that's one of the skills that really required for jobs. Okay, it's not just about here's your job description, you sit down and you do your job, within that box. So you need to take your initiatives to go above and beyond. Okay, everybody of course will measure you on productivity, on flexibility, your leadership skills again is very essential, and then your social skills. So from this list, this is basically, you start learning this at school level, but I have to say it's very, very important, okay, to develop those skills as you're going in life. And the university is the most important stage, okay, to learn those skills. And that's what I'm trying to talk about here, okay. Choosing university is a very big question, okay. Do I want to go to the biggest university or to the smallest, far, near? What subject, is the right university for me, that university that my dad attended, or is it my cousin attended, or is it my friend attended? We all have different tastes, we have different needs. Okay, so what might have been good for my dad at that time, it doesn't mean it fits me today, or what's good for my cousin, it may not fit me. For example, if you look at your friends around you, if you go out for a snack or whatever, you order different things, okay, different sandwiches, or in the canteen today at school. Why we do that? Because there's nothing that fits everybody. So choosing a university is a very, very, very important question. And that's something that you need to think for yourself. What's good for yourself? But university that offers those skills as part of the teaching of as part of the degree, that's the university that I really want to look at. Okay, so in the next slide, what I'll talk to you, and these are the lifelong learnings. You know, you keep developing, as I mentioned. So what I'm going to talk about now is Muscat contribution to the 21st century graduates. Okay, so I'm going to say, what do we do to deliver and have students that are ready? Again, my time when I finished university, it was basically, you know, if you look at for jobs, okay, you just see a job advert, you know, we require, I don't know, a doctor, or we require an architect, or we require an accountant, or so it's just, that's the advert. Okay, the time, you know, my dad and the older generation, some of them didn't even finish university. Okay, I'm sure you can talk to your parents about it, you know, their parents, or at that time, you know, things were, it's not easier, but because that's the required skills at that time. But today, when we move on, okay, for example, if you can go look at any job advert today, okay, and this is something I really want you to think about. If you look at any job advert, okay, the first line you will see is, well, we require 5 years experience, we require 2 years experience, we require 20, whatever, you know, depends on the seniority of the job. Okay, so if I'm fresh graduate with 0 experience, and when I say 0 experience, you know, sometimes you do like the two weeks, 4 week job experience in between. That's not something that, you know, you can count. You know, an experience where you almost like minimum, you need to take a project, work on it, deliver it. That's the minimum experience. Okay, but if it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, you barely know the way to the kitchen, or how to make your coffee, or the photocopier, how does it work? Okay, so what else I'm saying, if you look at any job advert today, that's an essential. Okay, so I need to think, part of my degree, I need to do something to be ready at least for the first requirement of the job. Okay, because then, yes, the rest will be like, you know, whatever you have, you know, degree, whatever you have, you can, that's secondary. But and when you think about it from a business, okay, and please talk to your, you know, school counselor, talk to your parents. Okay, whoever owns a business, when they want to employ someone, they want to employ someone who's ready for the job. Okay, and this is, it's a nature, it's a fact today. Okay, not many that would want to take someone to train them for 6 months and then, you know, so they can do the job. They would need someone who can hit the ground ready. So Muscat University, and this is, so I'm just going to give you examples and I'm going to relate to it. Okay, so Muscat University was based on a study by Oxford University research group, and it's basically aligning all our programs, okay, with Oman 2040 vision. And if you look at Oman 24 vision, is aligned with the regional and global development. Okay, so we're not just looking at Oman, we're looking at global level here. Okay, so basically we look at what are the essential programs that we start with. Okay, but alongside that, what other support services that need to go with these programs, so we deliver graduates that ready for their job. Okay, so the first point here, we are the only university in Oman that offers full placement year as part of the undergraduate curriculum. Okay, so how does this work? Basically, you do, you know, the degree is 4-year degree here in Oman. Okay, so you go to year 1 where you study sort of like the foundation of your degree, and then year 2, you know, like the fundamentals, and you practice on that. Year 3 is the placement year. So under the university supervision, we place you in a company. Okay, so there's no lectures during this year. You go and work for 1 year. Okay, you have line manager that, you know, will be reporting your progress to the university. The placement will be monitored by the university, and there will be like industrial visits. Academics will go and visit you and see how you perform, because this year you get marks and, you know, grades, obviously, to pass into the 4th year. But this year, basically, you practice what you learned on year 1 and 2. Okay, this year you can try different things. Okay, within the job. Okay, you will be handed proper responsibility, as anyone else, but you're still wearing your student hat. Okay, so that's what I say, the safety helmet. Okay, so people would consider that you're still student, but they will be giving you the normal tasks that anyone else will take. Okay, so that year also prepares you and helps you to identify what you want to do when you come back for the fourth year, which is studies, and you do your final year project. Okay, when you have this real life experience, and you're doing your placement, you can identify what the industry is missing exactly. Okay, what do the companies need? Okay, what's this company need that I worked for? So having that in mind, okay, if you do that as a project, so you're still a student, okay, and you have access to all the academia and research and all of that, okay, and you can come with a solution to that problem that the industry need. What do you think is your place when you graduate? Okay, now through my years of experience working, in higher education and universities, and I've seen an excellent examples on this. Okay, for example, I had one of my students where on year 3 they did the placement, and she was excellent student, and when she went to the placement, she performed very well. They liked her. Obviously, she was earning, she was on a salary. They liked her, what she does and how she's thinking and her approach to things. So when she came back to final year, she identified that an issue with a process in that company, and I'll name it as she worked for IBM. Okay, so what they did, they offered her full scholarship plus her salary for the final year. In return, that her final year project will be solving that problem. So she did that, which was excellent. Okay, she delivered it, identified the problem, delivered the project back to them. Obviously, for the company, it's much cheaper, to do it this way with a student, and they have access to everything. But at the same time, for the student to have that, to be able to solve that issue. Now, the key thing here, and she was a smart student, as I said, when she graduated, okay, IBM came to her as like, hey, this is your contract, and please start, we're with us immediately. But she was a good negotiator. Obviously, she had training, whatever, at the university. So she's like, yeah, this salary, you offered me this salary when I was a student. Now I'm a graduate with experience, and exactly, I have the experience with you, and I have delivered. You've seen my results. So they doubled her salary. Okay, now that's one of my top stories. What I learned from that, okay, your first job is the most important, I say. It's critical, okay? Where you start your first job, that's, if you start level 1, that you will need years to go into year 2, level 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I started like this student at level 5, okay, which means it makes it easier and easier, and I'll reach much higher in my career. So yes, the placement is something, the value of it is unlimited, honestly, I say. In other words, we say, it's a 1-year interview, okay, to both sides. Maybe the students, you tried this company, you had big dreams for this company, you tried it during this placement, but then you realize, this is not for me, I want to do something different. And for the company, again, they'll see your performance for 1 year, and that's how the employability works, okay? If you prove you're very good, the more likely to say, hey, your place is ready when you finish your studies. So I cannot emphasize enough on the placement here. Secondly, Muscat University, we have excellent collaboration with the industry. Okay, by excellent collaboration, we do research for the industry. So when you do research, basically, what it means, it's not just the theory, okay, but it's the practical side, which means the knowledge, the latest, the outcome of the research is implemented in the degree program. Okay, so basically, as a student or as a graduate, you will be learning the latest in that field, and this is a key thing. So the industry know, for example, X university is we have been working with the X university in whatever project, so their graduates are learning about this as they go. So if we need to employ people in this exact field, we know we can just go to this university and pick up their students. Okay, so that's one side of the collaboration. The other side is, we work with the industry to identify what is their need, what they look for in a graduate. Okay, so we take that, and that's how we design our programs. So our programs, yes, are designed by professionals, global professionals, academics from the university, but also in a consultation with the industry. So as a result, we have graduates who are ready for jobs. And the third point, we have an international and diverse academic and professional staff. Our faculty members, our admin, myself, for example, I think they mentioned in the introduction. I have over 20 years of experience in higher education. I was in the UK before coming here to Oman, Muscat. I've traveled the world. I worked with the Indians, so I'm a bit familiar with the schooling system, with the university system. I've been here coming to the Middle East as well. So having those people who with that experience, I think it adds value as well. So having students, diverse students, we understand their needs and how we can bring our experience to implement it at the university. Muscat University, the facilities, again, it's something important. I'm going to university, so I'm going to spend 4 years at the semi-university. So I need to think, what's their infrastructure, from basic computer stuff, what computers they use, to the technology used at the university. For example, at Muscat University, obviously, the high-speed internet, the computer labs, but the software we have, is the latest. Okay, if you look at the laboratories, okay, again, our lab is actually used by companies here, in Oman for research. Okay, it's advanced lab with a huge investment to the university. Having the classrooms, obviously all the classrooms occupied with the old projectors, whatever, but also the smart screens. Okay, and then in the areas outside, kind of like student areas, we have those smart boards everywhere, where you can just make notes with your friends and then share them between you, and so all the infrastructure, the software we use is what's used, for example, now in universities, top universities in the UK. And that's something really important. If I'm used to this technology and I've learned and I've used it as a graduate, yes, I am familiar with it. So that's where I link, what we do with the industry or the job requirement. Okay, and then of course we have a dedicated student journey team, which I'm part of that team. So we ensure superior student experience. Now I'm just going to talk briefly about our faculty and our programs. Okay, but I can go on and on about this because the presentation is quite short. I'll just talk briefly about them, and then I'll leave it to you. As the information is available on our website. You can just go to www.muscatuniversity.edu.oman. You can read about it, but also you can, if you have questions, we are there. I'll share the contact details. Okay, we have an inquiry form on the website. You can just fill the inquiry form, and we will get back to you.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's a wonderful presentation. But due to paucity of time, we request you to kindly conclude the session so that we can proceed with the Q&A session.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'll just mention the programs quickly.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So Faculty of Logistics and Faculty of Transport and Logistics, we have two degree programs, bachelors. We have BSc Logistics with Supply Chain Management, and we have BSc Logistics with Transport Management. And then Faculty of Engineering and Technology, we have BSc Chemical Engineering and the BSc Energy Engineering. So if you look at the programs are, aligned with the Oman vision or the future vision for any country. And then Faculty of Business and Management, we have BSc Accounting and Finance, we have BSc Marketing, and we have BSc Business and Management. We also have new programs that will be introduced in 2022, now in the process with the Ministry of Higher Education. So we need approval from the ministry before we announce any programs. Our tuition fees, this table, but again, it's available on the website. For non-engineering, 3,900 per year. For engineering, 4,400. The placement year is just the tuition fees. The fees for that year is 2,100. Okay, this is some of the companies that we work with. I'm sure you're familiar with those brand logos. We also work with the SMEs. Our service, I will not take much time. I think I need to conclude. Okay, I'll just go through it quickly. So we do offer scholarships on top of, to help students with their tuition fees. And our facilities, library, auditorium, we have a leisure area and computer labs, and then the chemistry labs. I concluded my presentation. Thank you very much. And sorry if I went over a little bit, but please, anyone who may have questions, please ask now. Or if there's no time or you think something later, you can get in touch with us. That's the email address, the phone number, or you can just come to our campus and we will be happy to answer your queries. Thank you very much and good luck to everybody and stay safe.
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Sir, may I now invite our moderator for this session, Ms. Avni, to share with you the questions raised by our valued audience.
Hello, sir. Greetings to you. With your kind permission, I would like to ask you a couple of questions that have been raised by our audience. Sir, so you did mention about how the university, offers a lot of, support to the students with regard to their job placements. So could you give us a little bit more understanding of what are the different, so if a child enrolls, how is the child trained from the beginning towards the end that, they finally are able to, get a job in the market? So that is my first question to you.
Sorry for the interruption. Before we proceed, could you please stop sharing, sir, so that you both will be seen on the screen? Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Clear? Yes. Yeah. So thank you. That's a valid question, and it's also tricky. How do we transform the students? That's our mission and vision. Okay. So in example, I say the students are like a rough diamond. Okay. It has a value, but when you say it rough, it's just it's just another stone. It looks. So what do? We take that student and we polish them. Okay. So for example, as I said, from year one, what we do, year one, we bring everybody together because we have students, different backgrounds, different education systems. Okay. So what do we do when we start the year? We sit down and sort of group them together and kind of bring everybody to the same platform, and that's the purpose of year one. Okay. And when I said teaching them the fundamentals, so that's from the academic side. But then we have these are the life skills, what that I mentioned, the 21st century skills. Okay. This is something that goes side to side with the academia. So the first part I mentioned academia, but then we do this on the side. So by end of year one, all the students, okay, are the same level. All the students have the same experience. All the students are ready for year two, which that's the real study starts from year two. Okay. So for example, IT skills are there. Okay. We have staff that are available, year round to help any students with any issue. Some students may require a bit of maths or kind of chemistry. So year one, we have lots of support, whether it's academic or whether it's non-academic. Okay.
Right.
Because we need to ensure when students starting year two, they are ready to go in the deep.
Right. Okay.
So,
right.
And then year two, year three, the placement, as I said, is part of the preparation. Giving them the real life experience. You are professional. If you're wearing a tie, you will wear a tie, and you go to your office. They do. And once they come back from that year, like when I meet students now, and they're so happy. There's I cannot believe. I always thought, it's the classroom is what I learned in the classroom. But when I went there, I found there are different, sometimes slightly different, sometimes the experience of doing things and how the industry, how they do it today. So having that, as I concluded, graduates are ready. in
Yes,
all aspects of,
absolutely. Yes, right.
to get the job. Yes.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
next question is with regard to the entry requirements. Now, you did mention about the different courses offered by your university. If you
Yes.
could give us a little bit of an idea of, what exactly are you expecting out of the students when they enter your college in terms
Okay.
of marks and percentage? Because, there are diverse curriculums, so there must be
Yes.
some standard that you're looking at.
Exactly, yes. So our entry criteria, okay, for depends again for engineering or non-engineering. For example, an overall average, we require minimum 65. Okay, that's overall average. And of course, you need maths. That's one subject that you need if you go to accounting, if you go to logistics, if you go to chemistry, maths. But then if you go into chemical engineering, for example, you need chemistry, obviously,
Right,
for obvious reasons. And again, it has to be sort of like minimum 65. For those students who, kind of like high achievers, okay, who achieve 90% or above, we also offer a generous scholarship. That's 40% discount on the tuition fees.
wow. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So that's the support provided, right? So
Thank you.
apart from that, now you did mention about the students who get above 90%, but what if a child or a student gets, let's say, 70% and they want to apply for a scholarship? So what is the procedure for the same? If you
Yeah.
could highlight
So
that.
the process for every applicant, we call it applicant because at that stage, okay, we send a scholarship form. Okay.
Right.
For those who score, as you mentioned, like they get 70 or whatever, we have a 25% discount for those students.
Okay.
If
So
they
it
wish, they
varies
can
with
apply for
marks?
it. Yes, yeah. So the higher
Okay.
grade,
The higher scholarship.
the less painful for parents.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the process.
Yeah. We
Right.
recognize high achievers.
Right. That's wonderful, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And I
My
think
pleasure.
if the students have any further queries, they can get in touch with you one-on-one. And like you mentioned, they could either come visit you at your university or also contact you through the email ID that has been provided.
Yes, please,
Right,
please. It will be our pleasure to respond to you.
Right, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I would
You're
ask
welcome.
comparers to kindly take over. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Audience, do remember to kindly fill in the feedback form.
William Arthur Ward once said, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it." As we have come to an end of this session, I deem it my privilege to put my gratitude into words. It is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Houssam Abdullah from the Muscat University, Oman. Thank you, sir. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Thank you, sir, for your encouraging presence and guidance in all our efforts. Our sincere thanks to all the esteemed members of various boards of directors, CBC officials, distinguished members of the MOE Oman, and officials of the Embassy of India, Sultanate of Oman, for their overwhelming encouragement at all times. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President, Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the School Management Committee for their profound encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express a heartfelt gratitude to our prudent captain of the ship, Mr. T. N. Rao, Principal ISWK, honorable principals of various schools spread across the globe, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance. I also wish to thank each and every student and parent for their invaluable presence in making this session a grand success.
We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsor, StudyGo, gold sponsor, Chain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Vellore Institute of Technology, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, MIT World Peace University, Pune, digital marketing partner Spectrum, media sponsor The Arabian Stories, and value donors. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to my ISWK team behind the scene, working tirelessly and making Avenir 2021 a tangible reality. Last but not the least, I thank Almighty God for making this session a great success. Thank you all. Please check the Avenir website, aveniroman.com, for the details of the upcoming sessions. We wish you all an amazing day ahead. Signing off are your compares for the session, Zeba and Zoya.